It's Tuesday, June 13th, 2017, and we're going to be talking about upcoming shows that are going to be coming up this summer. Stay tuned. Welcome to the DO Boxing Show. I'm your host, Dameon Okposio. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. We're into the summer of 2017, and this year has already been an amazing year. We had our Hall of Fame inductions May 27th, and we had a packed house. It was a boxing expo, so we do this every single year, and I was really happy with this year. We had the trade show that was during the daytime. I wish we had a little bit more numbers in terms of the trade show, but there was a lot of other events going on that same weekend, and we're going to try and do it bigger and better next year as far as the trade show goes. We had a couple of promoters that were there, and they were promoting upcoming professional fights. We had a King of the Ring boxing club that was there with their fighters putting on demonstrations. We had a lot of fantastic vendors, and a lot of initiatives and a lot of new initiatives got some spotlight, like Flex for Access. Thanks to Unpeeled, the show, they came out, and John from Unpeeled did a tremendous job, and he got a lot of coverage and spoke with, I think, every vendor inside the place. So it was an awesome evening. There was a Kronk equipment by William Grant, which really impressed a lot of people. I know he got a few orders from that, and so he's going to be coming out with Kronk Canada, and I'm sure you're going to be seeing him all over the place. He was saying that he was also setting up a professional fights, amateur fights, so you're going to be seeing his brand and that brand all over the place. We were really happy with the turnout for the induction ceremony this year. It was a sold-out event. We had almost all of the inductees there, or a representative there for the inductees. There was only maybe 2 or 3 that didn't show, and you can catch the videos. They've already been posted. You can see the speeches. You can see the wrap-up. That gives you kind of an overall view of what was happening. I know that the food was great this year. That's something that I was personally really happy with, and I'm excited to put out the names for next year in September and announce where the 2018 induction is going to be taking place. So I already put deposits down, and I'm looking forward to making that a really great event next year. And then we had the fights, of course, in the evening time that were put on by the Ontario Boxing Association, and they were fantastic. We had a lot of the legends that were inducted that came out: Troy Ross, Donnie Lalonde, Nicky Furlano, Dominic Filane, all came out, and it was an amazing evening. They presented some of the awards, and it was an amazing fights. Again, many thanks to the Ontario Boxing Association and Brody Boone for doing the matchmaking. He did a fantastic job, and to all the fighters that fought on the card, amazing. Again, you can see the photos from that fight if you look on my personal page, Dameon Okposio, but I'll also try and post or repost some of those photos onto the Below the Belt Boxing Magazine Facebook page as well, so you can see some of those. Maybe I'll try and add some stories along to that as well. The upcoming fights that are going to be coming up for this summer, and this is just the ones that I was able to find out about, but there's lots of boxing happening in Ontario, and that's where this list is focused on. I know there's a lot of fights that are still going on all over Canada, especially in the province of Quebec, but this list here is just going to be focused primarily in Ontario for the summer. So for amateur boxing, we have a lot of events coming up. June 15th, Beaver Boxing Club in Ottawa has a show. It's going to be starting at 8 p.m. at the Shaw Center. So get in touch with Beaver Boxing Club for more information. That is a Boxing Ontario sanctioned event. On June 15th, there is a second Boxing Ontario sanctioned event, a Huff Gym from Mississauga. will be hosting a show at the Halson Waterfront Estate at 9 p.m. And you can get in touch with Huff Gym to get more information about that. On June 16th, another Boxing Ontario sanctioned event, Irwin Bayshore Boxing Club is going to be hosting amateur fights in Niagara Falls at the Scotiabank Convention Center, and that's going to be at 7:30 p.m. So that looks like it's going to be a really big amateur fight card. And on June 17th, the next day, the Ontario Boxing Association is going to have an amateur card at the Annandale Golf Course, which is located at 221 Church Street South in Ajax. That's going to start at 6 p.m. and that is being promoted by the Pound for Pound Boxing Club. And that's again at the Annandale Golf Course, so get in touch with the Pound for Pound Boxing Club for more information on that. For the upcoming pro shows in June 17th, Live Co Boxing Promotions is going to be putting on a night of professional boxing in Cornwall, Ontario, and it's going to be two Canadians going head to head. That's Tony Lewis, who is from Cornwall, versus another Canadian, Cam O'Connell. There's going to be a couple other Canadians on that card. I think Tim Cronin, Michael Brandon, locals that'll be fighting on there, and the rest of the card is rounded out by experienced fighters from all over Argentina, Mexico, the US. So that's looking to be a very exciting card. The last card in Cornwall, which is the first pro show that LiveCo did in Cornwall, was a huge success. There was about 2,500 to 3,000 people at the arena, and it was a really boisterous crowd. It was they were really loving the boxing there. So I anticipate another great night of boxing put on by LiveCo Boxing on June 17th. June 30th, Global Legacy and Lennox Lewis are promoting in Niagara Falls, Ontario, and they're going to be putting on a night of live professional boxing at the Scotiabank Convention Center at 7 p.m. Philo Greco from Ontario is going to be headlining that card, and he's a fighter with a lot of experience. I believe he signed to Golden Boy, and it'll be nice to see him fight on Canadian soil. So that should be another exciting card. I don't know who's going to be on the undercard just yet, but I'm sure it's going to be rounded out by a lot of local talent. And the last boxing event I wanted to mention is coming up on August the 12th, and this is kind of unique. It's going to be a boat cruise being put on in honor of Eddie the Hurricane Mello, and it's called An Evening Under the Stars. The boat cruise starts at 8:30 p.m. and leaves from Toronto. Tickets are $75, and you'll see the poster on the Below the Belt Boxing Magazine Facebook page to get more information about that, where you can purchase tickets. I know the tickets are going fast, so if you're interested, it's $75, and the boat cruise is going to have live entertainment, prizes, and all the proceeds from that are going to be going to a number of good causes, supporting amateur boxing as well as victims of homicide. So look for the poster on the Below the Belt Boxing Magazine Facebook page to get more details on that. Thanks again for tuning in. Remember, if you have any questions related to boxing, you can send us a message through Twitter at DOKPOSIO, through email okposio@hotmail.com. Thanks for tuning in to this episode. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe to get every episode of the DO Boxing Show. Thanks for tuning into this episode, and we'll catch you on the next one.